Hello again, JP, all about comics. This video is going to be my first contest entry video. And with that being said, I'm going to like to enter into the He's Got Freakin Issues 100 sub contest. So I'm going to try and go through the list here. So first rule, you got to be sub to him, which I am. Got to be 18 or over, which I also am. And you got to shout out some folks, which I am going to do right now. So I am going to shout out to Ashley Warren. If you guys haven't seen his Spawn videos, you're missing out. They're pretty freaking amazing. He has like 180 something videos and 16 followers. That seems bass backwards to me. So sub him up, check out his videos, and enjoy. I also want to shout out The Walking Jedi. If you're not watching his videos, you're missing out. I enjoy his videos a lot, and I try and watch them as soon as they come up. Another guy, Christian Collins. Again, very, very few subs, and would like to see him increase as well. A new guy, hot off the block, SPT Killerwood. He's quickly moving up the ranks. Couple of guys that I really appreciate them welcoming me and conversing with me as much as they have. That would be Seeking Near Comics and Doom 143. Those guys have been awesome to me, and I really appreciate all the love they've shown. Marvin 88, another great dude. Usually comments on my videos, or reaches, at least replies back to me if I comment on his. I always appreciate the communication, getting to know folks. Leonard Hutchins, if you guys don't know him, you should. He's a great dude. Always, again, replies, has a conversation, whatever. And last but not least, I would like to give a shout out to Black Star Comics. I know there's so many more. I could keep going. Alex the Comic Hoarder. Gosh, I know I haven't seen him doing much anymore, but Don, the Comic Book Junkie, he is always kind to me. Chris from We Love Comics, again, has always been kind to me. Anyway, sub them all up. Tell them JP sent ya. Alright, so a little bit about myself. I'm a marketing manager for a large retail company. I've been doing it for 3 years. I really enjoy my job. I meet people and talk to people and shoot the shit all day long, every day. I'm originally from Texas. I was born and raised in Texas, outside of Dallas. I now live in Omaha, Nebraska. So, I've lived in North Dakota, South Dakota, now Nebraska. I got into comics when I was 15. I come from a very small town in Texas. I was never really exposed to comics as a kid or anything. I was more of the baseball card kid. But I had a friend of mine who was a manager at a gas station. A very small gas station, mind you. Country store type thing. And he had a diamond account and sold comics out of the trunk of his car. So one day I rode my bike up there. It's about 5 miles. And he was selling some comics to these kids and X-Men and whatnot, and I was like, well, I really wasn't digging the superhero stuff, but there was some other half scantily clad comics. I think one was called like Vixen or something. It was just really obscure. But anyways, amongst that mix was 2 comics that I purchased that day. One was Dark Horse Presents X know if you guys ever watched that or seen that comic with the guy with an X over his eye, kind of a ninja, and I was all about the ninjas at that point in my life as a 15-year-old who wasn't. And then the other comic I purchased that day was Deadpool: The Circle Chase #1. It was one of those embossed covers, black, completely badass. I bet I read that comic 100 times. And I fell in love with that character. And to this day, Deadpool, I don't read as much Deadpool or collect as much Deadpool as I used to because it's kind of oversaturated in the market. It's kind of lost his, I won't say appeal, but it's just like overdone. It's like Batman. You can only read so many Batman books in a month. But anyways, let's see. What else do I like besides collecting comics? Gosh. Well, I have 7 children, so I won't tell you what I like to do, but I really enjoy movies and hanging out with my kids and, trying to share the comic collecting love with them, get them addicted. So anyways, that's kind of, yeah, I mean, I kind of went camping for the first time last year, I know that sounds weird, but I mean, I grew up in the sticks. Camping never really appealed to me because I lived that life, But we have the zoo here. Omaha has the world's best zoo, so I do a lot of stuff with family, my wife and kids, and that's kind of what I love, and I love sharing my hobby with them. So, yeah, I'm also kind of a sports fan. Not as big as I used to be, but hockey, soccer, baseball, football, we'll dabble and watch all of them. Particularly, I love hockey the most. Let's see. A comic book horror story. Alright, so this is going to go back to the summer I was in driver's ed. So I was just turning 16, or had just turned 16. So I just got into comic books when I was 15, so here is a year later, basically. And I was at our school taking driver's ed, and one of the guys in my class, our old basketball gym was an airplane hangar back in the day, so it was really old building, whatever. So anyways, during the free time of driver's ed, he somehow found a way underneath the bleachers. He had hooked up electricity, and basically had wiped out the concession stand and had the hole underneath filled with snacks and just a secret little hideout, right? So he invited me down there, and we had this little trap door in the floor that he had discovered, and it had been nailed shut forever, so we never knew what it was, but he discovered. So we go into this underneath his bleachers, and while I'm down there, I had found this passageway, if you will, that actually led out into the coach's office, the basketball coach's office. When I was back in this closet area, I found I can vividly remember this comic. As I picked it up, it was brittle as hell. It was Action Comics number 7, which now I know is the second Superman cover. But oh my goodness, it was just, it was falling apart. It was so old, and of course I wish I would have kept it, but I was like, oh, this thing's falling apart, so I just chucked it back down in this hole where it came from and left it there for all eternity. Anyways, that's my horror story, because there's no telling, even now, knowing now, with grading and coverless things that old, there's some value to it, and just the history behind that book. Anyways, so that's my horror story. Now I'm going to show off some of my favorite books, which is the next rule. So I just have this up here because if you guys know what this is, it's hoodies. It's a arrow ornament for your car, and yeah, everyone should have one. At least I have one. It was a Loot Crate exclusive. Alright, books. So my favorite regular cover books, I'm going to show off a few, not just one, but some of them are recent. If you see my recent videos, you know. But I really, really like this book. I like this cover. Really nice looking book. Love me some Greg Horn and Red Sonja. Tie them together, and what a fine looking book. If you know that song, leave it in the comments, reference it. Adam Hughes is my favorite artist of all time. You know, him and Michael Turner were my first loves. So here's a recent Adam Hughes cover I got. It's just beautiful, man. I mean, it's just absolutely beautiful cover. Let's see. Got this one. What did I say? It was Adam Kubert, but I think it's Adam Kubert. Anyways, awesome cover. Is everything I like. Yes. And of course, my favorite cover that I've owned of all time is an Art Germ cover, Batgirl number 12. I can't say it enough. I love this cover. Alright, and the last thing he requests is show off your favorite variant cover. And I just got this one. I just showed it off in my last video, but here we go again. I am so happy to own this cover. This comic, this cover is beautiful. It is absolutely beautiful. Yeah. So yeah, that's my that's it. My entry into my first contest. So thanks for watching, and you guys have a great day, good night, good evening, goodbye.